Hey, everybody. Welcome to the live stream. Our live streams are typically on Monday, but 731 Woodworking, who has a live ed show every Tuesday night, we're taking the week off. They have something else to do. And so we took their time slot and we asked their Facebook group moderators to come on and be our guest. And I appreciate you joining. I think we're going to have a great time and we're going to make Tuesday nights great, even though we will miss Matt and Miss Amy. On this channel, we typically have our live streams on Monday night. We've been having live streams for over a month with a variety of great guests on a variety of great subjects. And I've appreciated each and every one of those live streams. And in the near future, starting next week, we're going to have some great guests coming up. Friday Workshop is going to be with us next week, followed the week after by Izzy Swan, followed by Build Dad Build. And we're going to get Amy Outlaw on here as a guest. And we're going to get Drew Fisher from Fisher Shop on here as a guest. I believe you don't want to miss those. So make sure you subscribe tonight. Ring that bell so you get notified when we're having our live streams and you can come join us on Monday nights. Let's bring in our guest. We'll start out with Miss Stephanie Simmons. How are you tonight, Stephanie?
Hey, RT, I'm doing great. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you great. If
Excellent.
anyone in the chat is having problems hearing us, let us know. Last night there was technical issues, but I tried it out tonight. And on the trial, there were no issues. So I'm hoping that carried over to the live stream. So great to see you, Stephanie. And let's bring on another guest and we'll get the conversation started soon.
Good.
Chris Nichols.
Hello.
How are you?
Good, you?
I'm doing good. How's the YouTube channel?
Slow right now.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Mine's slow as well.
I got tons and tons of footage recorded. I just haven't got any of it edited or finished. So,
well, Chris, you have a full-time life outside of YouTube. I mean,
Yep.
What is it? 4 kids with more on the way yet?
No more on the way. Like I tell everybody, if I have more kids, I'm either going to be divorced or dead because we can't have. Well, my wife can't have more. So.
Well, you can always adopt more animals, right?
Yes.
Okay. Steve, Orsini, how are you?
I'm well, thanks. How are you? Hey, Stephanie.
Doing well. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you being on. What are you up to these days?
Oh, actually not much. Other than recovering, not much.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are you recovering from? Do you need any prayers from us or our audience?
Oh, that already worked. Yeah, I had what the hospitals love to call a cardiac event, but we like to call it a massive heart attack. So that happened about 6 weeks ago. So.
Well, you are truly blessed and doing well. I appreciate you being on.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
David Corliss, how are you?
All right.
Good. Thanks for joining us. So, for those that don't know, these are some of the moderators from the 731 Facebook community group. And we appreciate them coming on. There's other moderators that have are not on with us tonight. We appreciate their efforts in the group as well. And a lot of hard work goes on behind the scenes to keep the group up. And we're going to talk about several things. Miss Stephanie, what is your role as a moderator?
My role as a moderator is the same as every moderator that we have on the channel. It's basically to just log in whenever we can and be a part of the group and make sure that if anything has gotten off the rails, that we gently guide it right back onto where it needs to be.
Okay. And I'm sure we will get more into that. I'd like to start out with the very basics here. what if somebody was going into Facebook and they're not familiar with groups at all? What are Facebook groups? Who would like to tackle that question?
Well, Stephanie, you're the veteran of all of us. So
Well, no, I'm definitely not the veteran, but thank you. I appreciate that. A Facebook group, it's basically a group of people that have come together with a common interest. And Facebook, I don't even want to guess how many groups that they have out there. But Matt and Amy Outlaw decided to hold together a 731 woodworking group. And anybody can put together a group. And it's just basically you go into Facebook in an area, you'll probably see it up at the top of the screen where it talks about groups. Or if you're on your phone, on a mobile, it's down at the bottom, there's a groups button. And you can search for a group. So if you have any interest, whatever interest you could possibly think of, you can go into Facebook and search on a group. I happen to be in many groups because I have a lot of different interests. And it's just a great way for people to come together that share a common interest. For example, my husband and I love to grow holiday cactus. And so that's a Thanksgiving cactus or a Christmas cactus or Easter cactus. And so I'm in a couple, 2 or 3 different groups that also have everything to do with anything that you could imagine about a holiday cactus. So there's a lot of great groups that are out there on a variety of interests.
Yes, that is true, and it's wonderful to live at a time of the internet, right? That if you have interest in something, when I was a kid, if you were interested in woodworking, there was about a half hour of TV per week that you could watch, and that was it. And you could find 1 or 2 magazines on the shelf down at the Piggly Wiggly. And other than that, unless you just happened upon somebody or you took shop in class, at school, it was tough to associate with people with that same interest. But with the internet and Facebook, they give you this free tool which allows you to collaborate with others from anywhere in the world that have the same interest. And you can do that on a random subject, which is just building a community, or you could set up a Facebook group to support a business page so that businesses can communicate with their customers.
there's a lot of that, actually. There's a lot of businesses that use the group as a means of marketing, which always links to now Instagram and, of course, TikTok for the young ones. But I find that there's a group for just come up with any interest, any subject, as minuscule as you might think it is. There will be a Facebook group for it.
Yep.
Well, I'm just in that note, I'm looking through mine and I'm in 52 different groups, from Harbor Freight junkies to Instant Pot to selling stuff to sausage making to woodworking.
There you go. Yeah, sausage making's a good one.
Bike club. Yeah, I mean, these are things that just over the years, some of these are in memory of people that have passed. They started a group and I'm in it. Some from my fraternity back in college. So, and some are private, some are public. So, because that's the other thing. The 731 one is private. You can't see what's in it unless you join it and are admitted to the group. So I think the woodworking YouTubers one is the same one, if I'm correct, RT. We're private on that one too.
Yes. So
Okay.
you have to be admitted to the group, and that's another great thing about the tools which Facebook set up, is that they allow you to put controls, whether it's an open group that anybody can join. You can set up automatic approvals, or you can have it where moderators review answers to questions to make a decision about whether to allow you in the group. allows you to control who comes in and out, who comes in your group. You can't control who leaves, right? Who comes in your group.
You can control who leaves.
Yeah,
in
you
some
can
way.
do that.
Well,
you can make problems go away.
Yeah.
It's probably
Yeah.
the least favorite part of moderating.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I didn't know
That-
how
that's a good
in
point.
depth that was until I started working with you guys, because I mean I know that there's a lot of different settings, and I mean I don't even know the word for. I mean my wife's watching this; I can see her rolling her eyes because I don't even have the terminology down. But
That's okay.
yeah, but I actually learned most of that watching you guys do it when we ran into a lot of some of the riffraff that that there can be on some of these sites.
Yeah. All right. Before we go on, let me show everybody in just a little while. We are going to give away a wooden mallet made out of oak by Married Man Woodworking keychain. So this is a nice keychain to put your shop keys on or whatever you want. I've made a few of these now. So nice little keychain. We'll be giving that away a little bit later in the live stream. And I'll let you know how to enter it. You do have to be here. You do have to be from the United States or have a United States mailing address. And you have to put a keyword in when I tell you to, as well as give us a response after your name is drawn randomly. So hang on for that. I hope you're excited for a chance to win that. And we did have a couple of milestones, I think, to catch here. Woodshop Nerdery says, in the past couple of weeks, I had a 10th video surpass 1,000 views and also passed 600 subscribers. Both big deals in my little channel. That is a big deal. That is. Congratulations to the Woodshop Nerdery. Great channel. Got some great content, especially if you like very detailed. He did this kite that was like the Wright brothers plane. I found it very interesting, but I'm kind of a nerd myself. But I think if you check out his channel, there's a lot to learn there, a lot of details. Congratulations on those milestones.
Yeah.
He's got one of the best names.
Yes. That was well thought out, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And 4321, our own Chris Nichols here. Let me put you in the highlight there. I successfully put aprons on table legs via mortise and tenon for the first time ever this past summer.
Nice. Nice.
That is significant.
Mhm.
Congratulations.
It was also significantly time consuming.
Yeah.
Let me guess, adult chisel was involved?
There was one of those possibly.
Yeah.
A sander, yeah. Setting up the router. It was interesting. It's fun to learn it, but wow.
Yeah.
You watch the Wood Whisperer do something like that on his channel, and it's like it takes 12 and a half seconds on YouTube and looks flawless.
Right.
Takes me like 12 and a half hours. Doesn't look like his.
Yeah, they make it look so easy. Or if you watch someone like Steve Ramsey, they talk about it like it's just nothing.
Yeah.
They
No
just get
big
it
deal.
done. Yeah, no big deal. Yeah.
That's awesome. So let's get back to talking about how business pages use groups. And a lot of businesses, whenever you go to their group, part of what they're doing is building their portfolio of email addresses. They'll have they'll ask you for your email address as you join the group, but it's also a way for them to communicate with you and to build trust with their customers. Some local businesses do it just to build trust with their local customers, nonetheless on a global market. But I think it's a great tool where they can give some value back to those customers that follow them in the group and allow those customers or those group members to exchange ideas. Any insight there about how you've seen it, Facebook groups used with businesses?
I think it's used so much to the point where it filters through to groups like ours, where everybody just starts to automatically market everything. Um, so I mean, there are groups specifically for that, and there are groups that and they don't have to be private. It doesn't have to be a private group, but I mean, it's just a group that has a community to share. Um, but I think it's done so much that it it filters through so many other groups.
Yeah. And definitely they leverage groups in a way to increase their business. But I think from a business standpoint, that's not a bad idea if it's your group
This
or
fits
a
your group,
group
yeah,
that allows it.
yeah.
But I think that there's proper ways to do it. Uh, just like any member of a Facebook group, I think you need to give more than you take. And if I'm a member of somebody's Facebook group and they are always trying to sell me something, but they never offer me any good information except a sales pitch, then I'm not going to stick around very long. I'm going to get tired of that real quick. But I have seen some business owners who leverage it in a way that they offer you a lot of free advice, a lot of camaraderie, a lot of information, and then the occasional sales pitch doesn't bother me. I'm a member of a group, and I mean the girl sells like facial cleaner and stuff, but she also gives some other advice. So um, I'm not interested in the facial cleaner. If she sold beard products, I might be interested. But I'm supporting her because I know her. But there are other groups out there that they have a good give and take with the members of their group.
But you're in a certain amount of control too, whether what you want to see, what you want to don't see, what you want to include yourself in. Am I right? Because it's if you're not interested in a certain portion of it, well, you don't need to put yourself in for that. But
Yeah.
the group itself you'll still be able to get stuff that you want. I mean, you remember back in our day, we would have to look at the mailbox for all the junk mail that you would just mass mail. That was a huge thing for Canada Post, U.S. the U.S. Postal Service. To do a mass mailing, and you're just trying to grab an audience. But this reaches the same audience, if not more, and you can get more out of them because it's a two-way street now.
Yeah. I really think that the Facebook groups are getting leveraged more and more compared to the Facebook news feed, because the news feed is so random, but you can go to your groups and be on a topic that you're interested in. And if I see a post I don't like, it only takes me a moment to skim past it.
Mm.
Right, but even the news feeds and the group feeds will filter on based on what you've clicked on or read or stayed on before. Facebook knows, because we get questions from people all the time like, did you see this post or that post? And it's like, all the moderators like, no, I didn't see that, because I don't see every post that come across the 731 page. There's probably 1,000 a day, and I maybe see 50.
Yeah,
And Stephanie probably sees a different 50, and David a different 50.
Yeah. I actually
well, even
look forward.
electronic device to electronic device, you could be on your computer and be on your phone, and the feed is totally different.
Right.
Yeah. I actually look forward to seeing. Actually, I always find that, David, you catch a lot of stuff. I actually look forward to seeing what you've caught in a day. You're like a fisherman in that in that group. But
David has a great net
oh my
because,
God,
man,
yeah.
he catches a lot of stuff. I'm like,
Yeah.
yes.
And you really get a good feel as to what a good line to toe is, really. So, but yeah, I agree with Chris 100%.
Yeah, well, it's similar to the YouTube algorithm. Facebook is trying to match post to the viewer, and they want to put things in front of you to keep you on their platform. If I were Facebook, I would never want you to leave Facebook. I'd want you to do everything you do on Facebook, because the longer you're on there, the more potential for Facebook to make money. And isn't that what I'm sure they have algorithms designed just around picking up the data feed that you give them by what you like to watch.
I always wonder when YouTube's going to come back at me, because I put a link to the 731 group in the description of a lot of my videos. And I say to go check it out. And I'm like, I bet YouTube doesn't like me sending people to Facebook. But
yeah.
Well, it's scary how you Google. Actually, my wife and I were just we caught on to something over the weekend where you Google something just simple that we were looking for. Boom, it's right on Facebook next time you log in.
Yep. I've seen that many times.
That's just too much for me.
Sometimes I can say something out loud and then log on to Facebook, and all of a sudden there's something related to that I was just talking about.
You were just talking. Yeah, I've seen that many times.
RT, did you see Larry's question?
I am looking for some comments and questions right now.
He didn't put a Q on it, but it says...
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It says, I'll be 66 years old in a couple of weeks and been woodworking for 8 years, thinking about starting a channel. Would it be worth it? Have a lot of ideas. And my take as a content creator would be yes. I mean, give it a try. What I can tell you is it's going to be time. There will be time. It takes time. It's kind of a grind at first for the first year or two, but you never know. You might hit a video instantly and hit it out of the park. But I think there's always room for more people doing this and sharing their ideas and what they know. And somebody as wise as Larry, I think I'd watch and want to learn, what does he know that I don't? I mean, there's a lot of guys younger than me in the game and a lot that are wiser than me in the game. So I like watching both.
Yeah, I think it's just like woodworking. It's never too late. If it's something you want to try, and you go into it, with your eyes wide open, and just give it a try. Do your best, and I don't see why you can't be successful. I mean, I think we all can be successful. I mean, it's there's 600 million videos being shown by YouTube each day, I think they said. But I forget what the number is, but it's so many videos out there that are being put in front of people from all across the world. So why not mix in your videos and share your knowledge? And like Chris says, you don't know what might happen. It might blow up and be an instant success.
If you thought my 52 Facebook groups was a lot, you should see my subscription list on YouTube. If I'm not in the shop and not working, I don't watch TV. I watch YouTube now.
Yeah.
So they're not all woodworking. I have all different interests, but that's my life. I'd rather watch YouTube than a TV show almost.
Yeah.
And learn something.
Same here. I haven't had cable or satellite since 2009.
Right.
There you go.
That's the other thing, Larry. If you're interested, RT does have a group of the Woodworking YouTubers Facebook group. I would join that also, and there's a lot of help there, from editing to live stream to thumbnail questions to. There's a lot of factors that go in that I didn't know about even 11 months ago when I started. And I was like, I just hit record and throw it up on the internet, right?
Well, I mean, we're all here because we were there when it happened to Matt, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
We literally watched him go from where he was to where he is.
Yep. Yeah, he says go watch his first videos, and he says they're bad. He said, but after he kept doing them, he got better at it.
Yeah. Well, there's a big difference in his transition. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and the woodworking YouTubers, this channel, we try to provide content on some of our other live streams to help channels out that want to grow. And like Chris said, the Woodworking YouTubers Facebook group is there, and we'll talk more about some of the details of it. But we're there to help out creators. Let's read another question. There's been an uprising in people asking for cutting boards at my work. which is good. However, is too logistical to ask if they want end grain or just go straight for face grain or edge grain.
Personally, I would say at least edge grain, but I'm not much. I don't do face grain. I'm not a fan of it. I do it for charcuterie boards. I don't do it for cutting boards. But I sell both. I ask both. I have friends who want end grain, but obviously I charge more for end grain because the sanding time is just immensely higher because I don't have a drum sander. So you have to take that into consideration, is it's going to be more work. The only reason I'm going more into end grain is I've been watching videos and I want to get into like brick patterns and crazy patterns and chaos patterns, and the end grain affords a lot more creativity there, it seems,
and hopefully less cuts. It's a cutting nightmare to do an end grain board. Yeah.
So yeah, if you want to keep it simple, stay with edge grain. So
yeah, first of all, I would say educate your consumer. So educate them on the difference between the two or the three options that you're going to give them. After you've educated them, you can then give them those options and let them choose.
That's a great point, and that's going to build value to make your price, to justify your price to the consumer.
Go, yes.
Because you don't want to do it for free.
No.
All right, milestone. Splinter Fingers says, I finished filming my first video on my Shapico 4XXL Carbide 3D partnership. Still have to edit though. Well, that's great. You've been doing some great work, and I don't know about anybody else, but I like all that CNC type stuff, and that's a great accomplishment. If I had confetti, I'd throw it at you.
And another great name.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Michelle Cochelle. Okay. So we did talk about Larry Broom's question, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you. And another milestone. I've had my YouTube channel for a week. 2 videos, 16 subs. Yay me.
There you go.
All right.
It's a start.
That's a start. Yeah, we all have to start somewhere.
Everybody check it out.
That's awesome.
I think Matt said it was 6 months before he got his first subscriber.
It was a while.
It was a while.
It was a bit. Yeah.
I always love hearing that story because I'm like, I had like 5 in my first week. Now, granted, they were fraternity friends of mine. I posted it to one of their groups and said, "Here, go like my channel," and they did. But got to pillage the family and friends first.
That's right. That's right.
All right. So I see a lot of back and forth, but here's another question. There's been a uprising of people.
Next.
Oh, we got it. Sorry.
Yep. Done. We're efficient around here, if nothing else.
Sorry, we took care of that one. Just to let everybody know, right before the live stream, our highlight trailer video of the week was McMath Woodworks, and we'll play that again at the end. He's a newer channel that's trying to get going, and would like you to go check him out. Okay, so
I think
what's
don't you have
the
to
name?
give away that mallet?
What's that?
Don't you have to give away that mallet?
Yeah, we do at some point.
And it's 7:31 almost.
Almost. Okay,
shouldn't you give it away during the power tip? Or do you have a power tip for tonight?
You know what that means.
Yeah. I actually do have a power tip, but you know me, I'm always prepared.
There you go. All right, well, let's answer this one. Then we'll do the power tip. Then we'll give away. Okay?
I mean, if you're going to take his time slot, you have to do the power tip.
Yeah. But who's going to say power tip time?
Woodworking group. What's the name of the woodworking Facebook group? So if you...
I put the link to it in the chat.
Oh, thank you.
Oh,
And I put the name of it in there. It's Woodworking YouTubers.
There you go. I put it on the bottom scroll bar there
There you go.
as
Yep.
well.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 7:31 Matt's time anyway.
Anybody know
8:31
what time it is?
Eastern time. You know what time it is?
It's
Power tip
power
time.
tip time.
There it is. Yeah.
So just a big shout out to Matt and Amy. We miss you guys. I don't know if they're able to catch the live stream or to see the recording later, but Matt and Amy, we miss you. We miss you when you're not here. So my power tip for being a moderator on a Facebook page is don't go it alone. Don't think that you make your own Facebook group by yourself. Facebook is 24/7. There is always activity going on. There's always things happening. And I've learned through being a part of different groups moderating that it really does take a village. And we have 18 moderators that do not have the last name Outlaw. And we all work together, and there would be no way that one of us would be able to do that job by ourselves. It literally is a lot. But the good news is that when you have many people that come together to make a common goal, many hands make light work. And so I don't think I'm ever on Facebook and moderating for more than 15 minutes at a time. I pop in the morning, I check Facebook. If there's any links or anything that I need to take a look at, I go in, I take care of them, and then I pop back out. And that's because of all of the great moderators that we have, that we've come together and we lift as a team. So don't go it alone.
That's excellent.
Yeah, there's been a lot of times where we've needed to discuss a situation, and we've all gotten together, and someone will say, "Okay, I'll take care of it." If they, we need to send a message to somebody, that does it and goes from there. I mean, it makes it simple.
I didn't even know we had 18.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's 18 of us. Yeah.
Thank goodness, though. I mean, you do need it. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. We're averaging about one moderator per 1,000 users, and that's worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
So if you know anybody, we're coming up on 19,000.
Oh, there you go.
Right. If you are on the 731 Woodworks Facebook page and you would like to be a moderator, reach out to one of us moderators, reach out to Amy, reach out to Matt, and let them know that you're interested in being a moderator. Because again, we work truly as a team, and it's just, we have a group that we chat in, that it's just the moderators, and of course Matt, Amy, and Little Outlaw. We all have an area where we chat, and I think for me that's become a family in itself, because we get to know each other in that group, and we have questions for one another, and we work together with each other. So it's just been a wonderful community within a community.
I always wonder how overwhelming it is for the new moderators when I add them to the chat.
Right. Yeah. I was very overwhelmed at first.
Because they're like, there's this group of people who are supposed to be talking about moderating, and they're talking about their kids and the weather. And
oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. The thing is beeping nonstop all the time.
When I joined, I had already been a admin / moderator of another channel that had quite a bit, so I was already used to it.
Yeah, there you go. That explains a lot, Dave.
Yeah.
Yeah. But same. I guess I'm the newest, right?
I'm the one that came in last? No, actually Dale. Dale was the last one. He's the newbie.
Okay. Yeah, I think you and I, Steve, became moderators roughly the same week.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Yes. Yeah. Yes, that's true. We got introduced at the same time. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it was a bit overwhelming, but that's going back to Stephanie's point. That's what makes us such a tight-knit group. How we can call ourselves family on the live stream.
Yeah.
And now we've taken over your live stream, RT.
This is your live stream. I'm just here. For those that want to win the keychain, if you'll put hashtag key, that's hashtag KEY in the chat, and we will draw that in just a minute. While you make your last entries, I will let you know that the Facebook group for woodworking YouTubers is a Facebook group for those who have woodworking related YouTube channels. So we have a very small group compared to the 731 woodworking community. And we limit that to those who have channels, and for the purpose that we just talk about how to build up channels. So we want to keep that focus. We want to keep the group limited to that. But we talk about things. We don't share links to our videos just trying to get each other to view the videos. We actually look for input on thumbnails, video ideas, understanding the statistics on YouTube, what's our strategy. We exchange strategies, how we're going to provide better content for the viewer. And we have less than 100 right now, and we have 2 moderators, myself and Suman, who was on here a week ago, and we're looking to add a third. So I'm thinking Chris Nichols is going to be our third after we get to 100. He already volunteered. So
There you go.
but I thought I'd wait till we were at 100 before I put the work on it. But it's very easy to moderate. The main thing we have to look out for is people posting their videos just trying to get views, because it's tempting whenever you're starting a new channel and you overnight you get 1 view on a video that you want to get more views, and so you post trying to get a few views from YouTube. But in the end, we're not the viewers you want. We're not the target audience. So let's draw a winner, unless somebody wants to talk about something else.
I can say that if you want to get more views, start moderating channels and going on live streams, because you'll get subscribers and views.
Yeah. No, you're very right. You're absolutely right. It happened to a few.
Being a guest on a show like this.
Yeah.
Every time I'm on one, I get 1 or 2 subs, and people, I didn't even know you were there, and then they sub, and so I'm like, cool, thanks.
Yeah, we see it all the time, especially on this live stream.
Yeah.
When Matt was a guest with Steve Ramsey, he saw a spike.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think that's legitimate that you're making yourself more aware. But I think the same concept goes for just participating in YouTube. I mean, I've left comments on people's videos before, and then they look up my channel. I didn't ask them to look up my channel, and I don't think it's good manners to leave a comment saying, hey, please go check out my channel. But if you leave a comment that interests the person who made their video, they might go check out your channel, and you end up with getting a subscriber from them. The same applies with Facebook. The more you put in, the more you'll get out. And whenever you participate on doing things like being a guest on a live stream, or being highlighted on somebody's video, or being called out, I got a huge boost because James King put something on his Facebook page that he was trying to see if anybody was willing to subscribe to my channel to help me reach a goal, and I received a huge boost from that, and I appreciate each and every one of those subscribers. But that's not why you're watching right now. You want me to draw this name, don't you?
That was funny that day, though, because you're like, all of a sudden I'm at 1,000 subscribers and 1,025, and I'm like, you might want to go check out James.
Well, yeah,
King's
I was just gonna say it works in reverse. If James King goes on any other live stream as a guest, people who follow him will get introduced to the live stream he's at, and there you go. You automatically can get people looking at you there.
Even the woodworking YouTubers group has Matt and James
Yeah,
and a few
Yeah.
of them in it. The big hitters that are, and they post,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they'll tell
Yeah.
us little work channels how to, here's what I did for years and that wasn't working. Do this.
Yeah, and you're
James
on-
King did that whole thing on a short. I mean, he had a short blow up to what, millions of views in no time.
Mhm.
yeah,
He posted like one. And I was like,
He
wow.
posted one short. He got
Yeah.
5 million views and
But he did like
20,000
months of
subscribers.
research for it.
Yeah.
good God.
He put a lot into that. And
But
But
then he
it's-
shared
it's-
that information.
Yeah,
it's
Yeah.
people like, Mr. King and John from Lincoln Street and Matt from 731. And I can go down the list, but they are have become successful and continuing to grow, but they still care enough about the community of woodworkers and YouTube that they're still helping out the little guy. They have not put us in the rearview mirror. They are giving back to the community, which has given them so much, and you have to respect that.
yeah, and your upcoming guests are going to be amazing.
Oh,
Like with
Awesome.
I mean, Izzy Swan is a name in itself, and
Oh
you know,
yeah.
Fisher is awesome. I really enjoy his stuff as much as I enjoy John's from Lincoln Street, because they just have such a comedic way of doing things, right? And
Yep.
so specific in how they explain everything.
If
So
you
having
haven't
that-
watched
having them will be
Underdone, you should
invaluable.
check that one out too, Steve.
What's that?
Underdone.
Underdone, yeah.
He's
Yeah.
another one that's very comedic and fun to watch. So
Yeah, and to have them is invaluable to, help post and help answer questions. Yeah, it'll be really good.
You know what? We better do this giveaway.
Oh yeah,
There's going to be a revolt. There's going to be a revolution here on YouTube. Let's see.
Good luck.
Okay. So here we are on the giveaway tool. You've entered something in the chat that says #key. We're going to start collecting comments.
Okay.
All right. We're showing 20 entries,
Woo-hoo.
yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah.
and we are going to draw a winner now.
Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Yay!
Cheryl
Hey,
Taylor.
Cheryl,
She's
how about
one of
that?
Congrats,
our
Cheryl.
There you go, Cheryl.
Moderators. Woo-hoo! Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Love that.
My
Congrats, Cheryl.
fellow South Carolinian.
South Carolina, yeah.
Woohoo!
That is
Okay,
awesome.
now, but she has to do something, right? Doesn't she?
She needs to comment. Let me know she's still here.
Okay, Cheryl, please be on.
Well, she's here.
Yay!
She's there.
Yeah.
Yay! 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 Oh, I'm so happy for her.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's awesome. Well, I
Yeah.
also have a couple more things that I wanted to bring up regarding a Facebook page and being a moderator. The second item that I have is if you're deciding that you would like to have a Facebook group, you need to decide on what is the purpose of the group. So we've kind of touched on that already. We did touch on it if you're a business. Some businesses or a lot of businesses are having Facebook group pages in order to interact with their customers. But figure out what would be the purpose? Why is it there? And why is this important? Because I guarantee that questions will come up, or you will come to a crossroads in which you will need to make a decision in some way. And you can fall back upon, well, what is our purpose? So for the 731 group, oftentimes I have to ask myself that question of what is the purpose of the group? And does the post that someone has made, does it fall into the guidelines? And does it serve the purpose of the page? Because Facebook can have a variety of users. I think that's a very polite way of putting that. And there will be times when you will have users that come on to your page or to the group, And if you have asked them and posted a set of guidelines in the beginning for them to adhere to, and they don't adhere to those guidelines, then you can start to have a conversation with them or handle that the way that you would like for it to be handled. So, for example, Matt decided very early on during our early forming stages of the Facebook group that we just weren't going to have any curse words. That's something that he believes in strongly. It's something that how he was raised. And I personally, I absolutely agree with that. And so that's part of our guidelines in going in, because the reason for the group, if you think about the 731 Facebook group page, what is the reason that we're there? Well, we are there because Matt's followers from his YouTube channel said, hey, we would really like to have an opportunity to interact with one another. And we just want to know more about each other. And we want to be able to post things and share advice and basically come together as a community. So Matt and Amy founded the group, and then they put forth the guidelines that said, okay, these are the things that we think are important for being in this group and getting along. And these are the rules or guidelines, and you have to agree to these before you can come in. And if something should happen to go wrong, then you have a group of moderators that are there to help fix things. Because and I don't want to sound negative, but things can go bad very quickly. Like I said, Facebook is 24/7. So if you have a Facebook group and you've got a lot of users out there, you have to sleep at some point. And typically when you're sleeping is usually when the gremlins will come out. And, something may not get seen or may not get answered until the next time you log into Facebook, and that's too long. That's way too long, because we have noticed that when we have users, and it's not very often, but when we do have community users that don't follow the guidelines, sometimes that blows up very quickly. People notice that, hey, this isn't okay, because we don't put up with a lot of riffraff, I think is the word that Chris used earlier. So we don't put up with that. We don't put up with people who are being mean. We don't put up with people who are bullying. We don't put up with curse words. And those are all things that people agreed to, that they were going to adhere to. But I would say this: don't go it alone. Make sure you have a team behind you, because you cannot be on 24/7. You probably have other things that you need to do, like your YouTube channel, like your business, or like your hobbies, spending time with family. So you need others that are there and willing to help you do that heavy lifting. And then determine your guidelines. Determine your guidelines up front and stick by them, unless you find that there's a reason that you need to modify them. Maybe something comes up when that you haven't thought of before, and something happens on the group page and you go, really don't want this to happen again. So, well, then you need to then add those, and don't be afraid to add those to your guidelines. I don't want to give the impression that it's all bad and it's all negative, because, oh my gosh, it's not. It's wonderful. The amount of people that come together and share their projects, oh my gosh. I mean, I am blown away at the things that people are posting on our site, and their woodworking is just unbelievably beautiful. And there's people there that are brand new to woodworking. There's people there that are experienced, and we all help one another. So don't do it alone. Make sure you have a team behind you. Determine the purpose of the group ahead of time, so that will help to guide you in making decisions and in making your guidelines. And then thirdly, determine your guidelines, post them, make them very clear, very easy to follow, and then stick to them unless they need to be changed.
Yep.
All
Yeah,
excellent.
and I would add to it that if your community grows and you need to make the rules, sometimes you need to make a post stating that you updated the rules, because not everyone always looks at the rules,
Well, yeah, Dave,
especially if you make them, if you change them.
and our Georgia Peach mentioned that sometimes you have to use tough love, and I immediately go to you for that, because that's something that you kind of, you know, in your actions just drove. Like, sometimes we don't know what to do. We don't know if this is towing the line of these guidelines. So, but she's right. I mean, sometimes you have to have some tough love and lead by example. Going back to what Stephanie was saying.
Sometimes it's just a matter of communicating with the user that made the post. Sometimes they don't realize that they have not followed a guideline. And it can just be as simple as reaching out to them and saying, hey, thank you for your post. Really appreciate the content that you put out there. We don't, however, allow curse words, and well, you've got 5 of them in your post. Would you like to edit your post and leave it there? Because I really do like the content. I love the pictures. I love the interaction that we're getting, and I want your post to stay. Would you be willing to go in and edit and remove those words? Or do I just need to delete the post? And don't be afraid to delete. Sometimes
You're kinder than I am.
Yeah, I am.
About 10,000 members ago, I went straight to just, you put a cuss word in there, I'm just deleting it. Bye.
Yeah.
I don't got time to message 18 people a day.
That's right. That's true.
I've had a couple of times where I've sent messages out and the person responded, "Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. I'll go edit it right now."
Yeah. Happened today. Yeah.
RT, I don't think you've had as much of that in the woodworking YouTubers group, but I guess I haven't seen how much moderating you've had to do with that group.
So
you're in both, so I'm assuming you have different levels of moderation on both.
Yeah. Woodworking YouTubers, there's been very few instances that I've had to step in, or Saman has had to step in and do anything. There's been a few posts where people have posted their own videos, and whenever those posts have been like, "Hey guys, go watch my video," I've generally reached out to them and explained why I was removing it, but I went ahead and removed it. They only had one member of the group who did it repeatedly and never responded, didn't respond to me whenever I tried to reach out to them. And I put them on a 30-day approval. I forget what it's called, but 30-day post approval, I believe it is, where I had to approve every post. Well, they would wait until day 31 and post another video, and I'd have to remove it. And I put them on 30 days again with a nice message, and they did it to me again.
There you go.
And they're
gone.
Unfortunately, they're no longer a member of the group. I don't wish them any ill will. I wish them all the success in the world. But for our Facebook group and for any Facebook group, the way that you can get the most out of it as a group member is to put more into it than you take from it. So
absolutely,
if you contribute by making new posts or commenting on other posts more than you expect others to comment on yours or to receive something in return, in the end, I think you're going to have the right spirit of it all and be able to build up the group, and everybody can become stronger whenever you do that. And that's one thing I've liked about our group is most of the active members of our group are contributing several times a week, if not every day. And that's one of the things I appreciate about it. In the 731 group, from what I've seen, considering the number of people posting every day, we don't have a lot of incidents to deal with. And whenever we do, I think we go about it like Matt and Amy want us to, from that Christian standpoint, understanding somebody might be having a bad day, somebody might have made a mistake, somebody might have been thinking a curse word and accidentally typed it. We give them the benefit of the doubt before we just pull the rug out from under them, and we give them every chance to correct it, or we have to remove it. And even with that, considering the number of members of the group, I don't think we've had to ask that many to leave.
No, and Becca made a point in the chat saying like there's kids in our group too.
There
right?
are.
There's a lot of young teens and kids who are getting into this woodworking, and we all were. I mean, like I think it was grade 8 or something like that, where you start with shop.
13 years old, you can
13 years
Facebook,
old, like you're taking shop and you're interested, and all of a sudden you're in your dad's garage trying to piece things together. So those kids are on the group too. So it makes sense. Do you guys have the same problem where you just can't get people to answer both questions to get into the group? That seems to be a huge problem.
I just decline them.
Yep. Yeah.
Well, that's what.
And I don't message them anymore and say, "Hey, can you answer the questions?"
Yeah,
I don't either.
I stopped messaging them too. Yeah.
So, RT, I was curious on the other group. Do you have the keywords for because I know you have no profanity on that group also. Did you set up all the on the woodworking YouTuber ones? I set up the keyword alerts, or on the 731. So there's a whole list of words I put in there, which was fun because I got to type them once, but nobody else can. But basically, and I don't know if people know this, within these groups, you can set all kinds of settings. Like if a post has more than 10 comments within an hour, it flags a moderator to take a look at it to see what kind of engagement is going on here. Is a fight breaking out over here? Facebook doesn't have a way of telling that, so it's saying, can you look at this and see? Or keywords where if someone types a swear word, it's going to tell us. It pops right over to us and says, hey, this word's in this comment or this post, and we know instantly. So I don't know, people's, probably think they can get away with it, but Facebook has a lot of stuff built in the background that you really can leverage to help a moderator control that and automate that. I don't know how much you've touched on that on RT on the others group with only 100 people.
Yeah, it's been very limited so far, Chris.
Okay, that's good.
Without any automated, because we haven't needed it. And if we never need it, that's okay. I mean, it's not our aspiration to grow the group to be 30,000 members. We're just talking about a very niche part of the population. You have to have a woodworking related YouTube channel and want to be a member of the group. So it's very niche, and so we haven't had to. But all that automation that Facebook provides you to expand the group and help moderate the group is wonderful, and it's no charge. I mean, I think it's incredible that you almost businesses pay a lot of money for the automation that Facebook gives you for free. It's pretty incredible.
And I even put in our president's name is in the list, and some other terms that refer to him are in the list, just that if they pop, because it's woodworking. And I'm like, well, I don't see why anybody would need to mention this. And when they pop up, it's usually a comment that's about to get deleted because there really isn't a good reason for them to be mentioning it. And they're headed in a political direction. And I'm like, nope, we're not doing politics here today.
Right, because that's part of our guideline, right? So if you were in a group that discussing politics would be okay, then you go to that group and have fun and God bless you. But we decided, and Matt and Amy decided, that in the 731 group, there wouldn't be any political posts. That's part of the guidelines.
And it's not automatic deletion. It does it flags to the thing, and a moderator takes a look at it. And I will say we're not perfect either. We make mistakes on moderating. I mean, I deleted a post just a while ago that I thought was self-promotion, and I did it hastily, and I came back to it later and realized it wasn't, and I was like, oops. And I ended up putting it back.
I've done that too.
The best someone could do is put a better description of what they're posting and why, and it would have led me to why that, it was a link to something, and I thought, well, that's self-promotion, bye.
No, yeah.
So, but I mean,
I've done that too.
We make just as many mistakes too. We're not perfect, and we don't catch everything.
Absolutely. No. No.
So,
and we got to absolutely take just 1 minute and reach out to Michelle Cochelle because it is her birthday. So
Yeah.
Michelle,
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
She was just asking me about my fur baby.
Yeah.
So-
and I think we also have another birthday girl.
Yeah,
I think her name, her name is Alexa. That's what it says in the post, and she is 8 years old.
See,
So
exactly
happy
our point.
birthday, Alexa.
the
Yeah.
comments keep jumping.
Yeah.
Well, happy birthday to the birthday girls. And
Absolutely.
we had questions that we didn't get to, but let's hit on them real quick here. What's a good source to learn editing on YouTube?
It depends on what editor you're going to use, because like a lot of us use different editors. I know I use DaVinci Resolve, but I started with Hit Film Express because it was a little lighter on the PC resources. DaVinci Resolve can be a little heavy. And then it was when I still to this day, if I see an effect, like there's one that Matt uses that I want to figure out how to use. It's the little floating talking head he does. I'm like, I'm going to figure that out. I'll Google it, and there's probably a YouTube video that will tell me how to do it. I've Googled nearly every editing trick or tactic I've used, and down to how do I make text show up on the screen. And there's a YouTube video on it, and for DaVinci Resolve, and I'll watch it and do it.
So I think to answer the question of where do you go to where do you go to learn YouTube editing? Well, YouTube.
Yeah.
You go over and do a search in YouTube.
Second biggest search engine in the world. I'm sure for whatever software you use, you can find some videos to show you how on YouTube. But it's editing. It can be fun, but it's challenging. Congratulations to Mighty Sawdust for over 300 subs, and his daughter's birthday. Congratulations about that. And does anybody use Discord?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. I'm not really familiar with it, but
so Discord is mainly used by gamers to have a community to bring together. It gives them a platform to post pictures, to post comments, to have you can also have a audio chat room where you can get together and be able to talk. So if you guys ever watch The Big Bang Theory, think about all the guys. They're on their laptops and they got their headsets with the microphone on, and they're playing the game and they're talking to other people all over the world that are playing the game. In my mind, I envision them being on Discord.
Okay. Well, I appreciate all the guests tonight being on here. I do want to remind everyone that Monday, we were talking about children or kids, younger folks being in the woodworking group. Monday, we're going to talk with Friday Workshop. We're going to talk about YouTubing with a father and son combo, and we're going to talk about woodworking, how to do woodworking with children, how to get them to progress. So don't miss that. Is
Dom going to be on too?
I'm sorry?
Is Dom going to be on also?
Yes.
Awesome.
Dad and Dom.
Yeah.
How old is he?
Good.
I don't know, but he's young.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an awesome channel. I did a collab with those two, and that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
awesome.
They're entertaining to watch. They put out videos every Friday, so check out Friday Workshop. And then Tuesday, you'll be back with 7:31 next Tuesday for the Live Edge broadcast. So if you would, just go ahead and make Monday and Tuesday your habits, either with Woodworking YouTubers or with 7:31 Live Edge. And you have your Monday and Tuesday nights lined up so you can get a good start to each week. So I appreciate you being here. Thank you to my guest. Thank you to all of the everyone who was watching. And as we leave, watch McMath Woodworks. He's a new channel, and we'll show his channel trailer on the way out so you can continue putting comments in the chat. And I hear my wife calling. I got to go.
All righty.
How you doing? I'm Hugh, and this is Math Woodworks. My goal for this channel is to build and build up. In my videos, you'll see some cool projects, DIY and beginner woodworking, from small, medium, and large scale, farmhouse, rustic, industrial, all kinds of cool stuff. Along with that, I will have some outside-the-box thinking, problem solving, positivity and encouragement, some cheesy dad jokes, and probably more. My hope is that we can learn something together, have some fun, get motivated, and be blessed. Thank you. See you in the next video.
Hey everybody, my name is Joe, and this is Shepherd's Workbench. I'm a full-time youth pastor, and I own my own business doing custom projects. I love making videos, from woodwork to leathercraft, shop upgrades, tools, and even some custom pieces. When I make videos, I try to make them fun and entertaining, because ultimately, you're in your shop because you find it fun too. Hopefully in my videos, you're inspired to make some of the same things that I do from the plans that I have available, or you learn some tips and tricks along the way. I try to put out videos every 2 weeks of the projects that I build as gifts or for customers. So join me as we build together in this passion for working with our hands on Shepherd's Workbench.
Gear is down and locked. Main gear touchdown.